Hey guys, so today I'm here with a very exciting video. I'm going to be sharing with you my Book Expo 2018 book haul. Yes, I went to Book Expo. I didn't do BookCon because I couldn't take that much time off of work and then traveling and all of that stuff. So I spent last Tuesday through Saturday in New York City. It was an adventure. I spent most of it sick. I've been fighting migraines and like a fever for the last 3 weeks. And then on the Monday before I left, I went to the zoo and ended up getting heat stroke that night. So I was beyond sick Monday night and Tuesday morning when I had to catch a flight. So it was just a lot. I had a great time. I met a ton of you guys, which was amazing. So yes, I have so many exciting things coming up. We have a collaborative book haul that will be going up on the AYearAthon channel. We have a giveaway that's going up on the AYearAthon channel. A giveaway is going to be going up on my channel. And yeah, so I have a ton of books. I didn't count, but I think it's close to 50. So they're going to be in no order. Some of them I'm not keeping and some of them are going to be given away. So I will get into that with the books. But yes, let's get right into it because I'm still tired. I think I'm still jet lagged on some level and I have to go back to work tomorrow, so let's get right in. So first, not a book, but I have to share. I met Chris Colfer. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, I'm getting really excited all over again. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, you would know I went through a huge Glee obsession a few years ago, and I love his Land of Stories books. So he was there, and I got to meet him, and he's such a sweetheart. So he was signing posters, and it says proud book hugger, and then he was a sweetheart. So got to talk to him, and then I also met Ashley Fink, who was like his best friend, and she's a total sweetheart. I follow her on Instagram and I think she's hilarious. So we sat and had a conversation, which is amazing because I was like starstruck but trying to be professional and hold a conversation. So yeah, that was amazing. Had to share that. I know you guys feel the pride that I felt in getting this. Now onto the books. I got People Kill People by Ellen Hopkins. I love Ellen Hopkins. I knew she was having a new book coming out, but I didn't expect it to be there, and it was just piled up on the floor. So I grabbed one, and this one comes out in September. So this one follows the gun violence in America, and I think it's going to be probably problematic, but she can do no wrong in my books. I love that she's not afraid to tackle the darker subjects, so looking forward to it. Grabbed Sold on a Monday by Christina McMorris. This one also comes out in September. This one I think is more of an adult literary novel, just about, it's set in the 1930s and kind of child slavery. So I grabbed The Boneless Mercies by April Genevieve Tucholk. This one we did get in line and meet her for, so it is signed, but I will not be keeping this. I am sending it off to my friend Keisha because she enjoys this author much more than I do. I've read one of her books and DNF'd another one, and then the one that I did read I gave 1 out of 5 stars. So when I saw she was there signing, we ended up just coming across some tickets for her line, so I got it for Keisha. This one comes out in October, in case you were wondering. I grabbed Zora and Me, The Cursed Ground by T.R. Simon. So this one comes out in September, and it is a middle grade fictionalized account of childhood adventures exploring the idea of collective memory and the lingering effects of slavery. So it was the cover that grabbed me, and it's really big font, so I think it's going to be a really quick read, and it's pretty short. So yeah, like I said, comes out in September, so I think it's gonna be good. The Road Home by Chuck Wilson and Debbie Wilson. I don't know anything about this book. I saw a tote bag that I liked and picked up, and this book was in it. So A Heart and a Body in the World by Deb Coletti. Another one I was really excited to find and was surprised that it wasn't really dropped. It was just sitting on the floor waiting to be picked up. So she does young adults, realistic fiction / contemporary. You'd probably know her from, like, she's done a lot of like young adult romance kinds of ones. You would recognize her kind of cliche covers, but this one is a little bit darker. So she is on the run from something. She is just fleeing her life and ends up becoming an advocate for whatever she's running from. So yeah, she's gone through tragedy and is now working through it. So I think it's going to be really motivating and self-empowering, and I'm looking forward to it. Comes out in September. I'm going to try and remember to say that for all of them, but there's a lot. One of the books I will be giving away, so keep an eye out for that. That should be out later this week, probably Wednesday or Thursday, so make sure you subscribe so you know when I do launch the giveaway, is Imposters by Scott Westerfeld. This was from Scholastic and they just had sitting out. So I haven't read the Ugly series, and this is the 5th book in that series, but is more of a spin-off, and they said it's just set in the same world and you don't have to have read the other books in order to understand what's going on. So this one follows twins, Frey and Rafi. So I don't know anything about the Uglies world. I owned them at some point, as I'm sure most of us OG booktubers did, but this will be part of my giveaway. Comes out in September. I grabbed Easy Prey by Catherine Lowe. This one was just kind of handed to me as I was walking by, but sounds really interesting. So this is a young adult novel that follows 3 kids, and they are all under suspicion of leaking one of the teacher's nudes. So I think that's going to be really cool, and this one comes out in October. Sweep by Jonathan Auxier, the story of a girl and her monster. So this is about an orphan chimney sweep that befriends a golem made of soot and ash. So this is a middle grade story that comes out in September. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep this yet. I'll probably try a chapter or 2 and then decide from there. So the next 2 books I got at the same little brown drop, and the first one is The War Outside by Monica Hesse. This one comes out in September as well. Most of these are September, October. So this one is kind of historical fiction, set in 1944 during the Second World War, but in America. And we follow 2 girls that get moved into a family internment camp because of their ancestry of Germany and Japan. So I think that's going to be really sad, but really inspiring because they kind of befriend each other during these struggles. So looking forward to that. But then the reason I was in that line is for Light Years by Cass Morgan. You would know her as the author of The 100. I think she's great. I've read some of her short stories that were in some young adult anthologies released earlier this year, like I think Meet Cute. But yes, so really looking forward to this. It comes out in October, and on the back it says Hidden Secrets and Forbidden Love collide at an interstellar military boarding school. I'm slowly getting into sci-fi with The 100 and Illuminae, so looking forward to this. I grabbed A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. So I didn't know anything about this one until I got it back to our Airbnb and looked it up on Goodreads and saw that it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I'm really into that. So it says fall in love, break the curse, save the kingdom. So I love this cover. I really hope this is the final cover. Unfortunately, this one doesn't come out until the end of January of 2019, so it's a little bit ways away, but it's really long, so it gives me more time to read it and get a review up for it. This one's really exciting. This is actually from National Geographic, and that is Explorer Academy: The Nebulous Secret by Trudy Truitt. So they're kind of launching some middle grade fiction novels, but based on the National Geographic fact stuff. So this one is like really exciting. There's lots of artwork and stuff in there, and most of it does say like that the art is not final and things are going to be changed, but this is book 1 in a 7-book series, so I'll probably give this one a shot, and then I don't know if I'll keep it because it is middle grade, but yes, so looking forward to it. And this comes out in September, so I'll let you know. I got A Touch of Gold by Annie Sullivan. So this one we did get signed, and this is a retelling of King Midas, who's like could touch things and turn them into gold, but this is about his daughter. So it says gold is wealth, wealth is power, power is a curse. So this one comes out in August, so a little bit sooner. I got Girls Resist, A Guide to Activism, Leadership, and Starting a Revolution by Kaylin Rich. So this is a finished copy, and we did meet her and get her signed. She is the sweetest person ever. So this is like full color, and it's just kind of like, it seems like a little how-to guide about social justice and activism and all of that stuff. So this one, like I said, is a finished copy and comes out at the end of this month, so the end of June. Next one I got is Bellwether by Susanna Kersley. They had this one advertised quite often where we pick this up at Source Books. So I'm not sure if this is one I'm going to pick up for myself or if I'll give it to my mom, because it says part history, part romance, and all kinds of magic, and that just sounds like something she's going to enjoy much more than I will. But I love this cover. I hope this is the final cover, and this one comes out in August. When Elephants Fly by Nancy Richardson Fisher. So this one is a young adult. It follows a girl named Lily who is a high school senior, and she is trying to be very careful with her life and the decision that she makes because her mother suffers from schizophrenia and she's afraid of developing it herself. So trigger warning for mental illness, but I'm quite looking forward to it, and it comes out in September. This one might find its way into my giveaway. I haven't quite decided yet, but that is The Dark Deep by Ali Condi and Brandon Wright. So this one is a middle grade kind of science fiction suspense, I think. On the back it says move over Stranger Things, but I don't know. It kind of follows, I think, a young boy that falls into the river, so his friends go after him and they find out like this river actually leads somewhere. So I don't know. Again, another one I'll probably read a chapter of, see how I feel about it, and then it might go into my giveaway. But this one comes out in October. Another one that comes out in October is After the Fire by Will Hill. Another one that was advertised quite a bit at Source Books, and I'd seen it on display and I really wanted to grab it, but it did say display only. And then a couple hours later we were walking through and saw that they had them to take, and I was really excited. So this one I think follows someone that is like abandoning a cult. So it says, like, disobeying Father John came with terrible consequences, but there are lies behind Father John's words. Outside there are different truths. Then came the fire. So it says the gripping story of a fight for survival and escape. I'm really looking forward to it. I very excitedly got a copy of The Next Person You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. This is a sequel companion to The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. And this one comes out in October, so I'm going to read this as well as give it to my mom because she's a bigger fan of him than I am. So The Sisters of the Winterwood by Raina Rossner. This one comes out in September, and I think this is just a young adult fantasy, maybe. I don't know too much about this, but it is written in both prose and verse, so I think that's going to be interesting, and I'll give it a try. Grabbed Open Earth by Sarah Merck, Eva Cabrera, and Claudia Aguirre. So this is a graphic novel that comes out in September. I will say that it is very mature. It is very erotica space, so be wary of that going into it. Furyborn by Clara LeGrand. This book is already out. It is a finished copy that we met her and got signed, if I can find it. Right there. So she was super nice. This is a fantasy book that I'm not totally into fantasy, so I haven't decided if I will keep this yet or not, but everyone was really excited about it, so I hopped on board. My most anticipated book of the year, What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I got this from the Epic Reads drop, and this comes out in October. So super pumped about this, and like I said, my most anticipated read of the year. So this is about two guys that can't decide if the universe is pushing them together or pulling them apart. So it's going to be a cute contemporary, and I'm really looking forward to it. Never Contented Things by Sarah Porter. This one doesn't come out until March of 2019, and all that I know about this one is that it is about fairies. I don't read a lot of fairy things, and I wasn't even going to keep this one, but I purchased When I Cast Your Shadow by her a couple months ago, and when I realized it was the same author, figured might as well give it a shot. I haven't read When I Cast Your Shadow yet, so I will probably read that one first just to see how I feel about her writing style, and then decide if I want to pick this one up. We Rise, We Resist, We Raise Our Voices. This is an anthology by Wade Hudson and Cheryl Willis Hudson. I have actually already read this. I did give it 4 out of 5 stars. I read it while waiting to board my plane. It is very, very short, and it is just a collection of diverse stories and motivating letters, poems, short stories about persevering through racism and just different diversity ignorances. So this comes out in September. The Atlas Obscura Explorer's Guide for the World's Most Adventurous Kid by Dylan Thurth and Rosemary Moscow. There was a line, I got in the line, I didn't know what it was for, and it ended up being this one, and then I got it signed, but before I realized what it was, I was already in line and couldn't back out. So I'm going to be giving it to a friend of mine for her kids, but it's just this little like explore around the world kind of thing, and it's really cute, so I'll pass it on to some kids that will enjoy it. I grabbed Bouillabaisse by Stacey Sauter. This one was just kind of like thrown at me. She is really nice. Rude. But I think this is a finished copy, but I also couldn't find it on Goodreads. It is published through Thornton Creek Press, so not sure, and I don't really know what this is about. So I grabbed Small Spaces. This is by Catherine Arden. So this is a middle grade about an 11-year-old named Ollie who finds solace in books after going through a traumatic incident, and she ends up taking a school trip to a farm where she stumbles upon the graves of the very people she's been reading about. So I think it's going to be creepy but adventurous, and it's middle grade, so it's going to be a quick read, and I'm into it. This comes out in September. We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. I did read Horror Store by this author and I was not a fan, but this one is an adult supernatural horror and I'm interested, so we did meet him and got it signed, and I don't know. I'm going into it with low expectations because of how I felt about Horror Store, but he was nice enough, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Mother Knows Best. This is from the Disney Villains collection. I haven't read the other ones, and I don't think you have to, because this is the 5th one, but they all just kind of give the background story of the villains of some popular ones. So you would recognize the cover. They've done an Ursula one and Beast from Beauty and the Beast. So I saw this, had to grab it, and this comes out in August, so soon. Witchborn by Nicholas Bowling. This is, I think, a young adult. It says 2 queens, 2 religions, 2 visions for the future of the nation. So this girl is in Bedlam Asylum after her mother is executed for witchcraft. So it is a debut, and I'm interested. I don't know how I'll feel about it because I don't do a lot of like queen fantasy things, but the cover is what intrigued me, so I'm interested. And this comes out in September. Another one that I will be giving away, we're getting near the end, so a lot of these are going to be ones that I'm giving away, is The Stars Now Unclaimed by Drew Williams. This comes out in August, as you can see. This is an adult science fiction, and it says, think big guns, smugglers, and epic space battles, and a telekinetic girl with all the gifts. Not totally into sci-fi, and I think this is going to be a series that I'm just not totally interested, so I will be giving it away to someone that is interested. Another one that I'm going to be giving away that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited about, so remember to be subscribed to my channel so you know when my giveaway launches. I am giving away, not getting rid of, The Wicked King by Holly Black. This is a sequel to The Cruel Prince, which a lot of people loved, and this has been a lot of people's most anticipated read. This doesn't come out until January of 2019, but I'm not the biggest Holly Black fan, and I didn't read The Cruel Prince, so I feel like it's not necessarily fair for me to be holding on to this art copy when I'm not going to be reading it anytime soon, and I'm going to be giving it to one of you guys that do really want it. So like I said, that's coming up in the next couple of days. Owl Crate was doing an exclusive of The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. When Carrie and I were at the Strand, we both were hesitant on picking this up to purchase, so I'm glad I didn't because they were giving away finished hard copies that we were getting signed from Mackenzie Lee, who is the sweetest person ever. Carrie and I both met her, so I will post the picture of that there. But yeah, totally excited to read this. I've heard really good things, and there's like a sequel spin-off coming out, so I want to read this before that, obviously. We're getting to the end. The Other Woman by Sandy Jones. This one comes out in August and is an adult mystery thriller. So I don't know much about what it's about because it's a thriller. I want to go into it not knowing, but the cover is what totally grabbed my attention. So looking forward to it. Totally excited about Giant Days by Non Pratt. You might recognize the typography, the cover, and the title. This is a novelization of the popular graphic novel series Giant Days. So Non Pratt is the author of Trouble, which I read back in January and adored. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, as she depicts the hilarious and heartfelt misadventures of 3 university first years. So I think that's going to be great, and I can't wait to read it. My camera might die, so I'm gonna try and go through these last 6 kind of fast. I got November Road by Lou Berney. This is kind of about the assassination of John F. Kennedy, so adult historical fiction that probably gonna give to my mom because it's not really something I'm interested in reading, but this comes out in October. Home After Dark by David Small. This is a graphic novel that actually looks really interesting. I didn't intend to pick this up. I was just wandering around, came across Jesse from Jesse the Reader, and we were just talking and reconnecting because I hadn't seen him in years since the last time I was at BEA, and he ended up being in line for this, so I figured I'm already here, might as well. So we met him and he signed it for me, so I'm looking forward to reading this. This comes out in September. Bruja Born by Zoraida Cordova. This one is already out. It's a finished hardcover copy, and found out that it's a sequel. I'm not sure if it's a direct sequel, more of a companion, but I have no interest in keeping it, so will likely be in my giveaway if one of my friends don't want it. The Iron Flower by Laurie Forrest. This is the second book to The Black Witch. This comes out in September. I've never read The Black Witch. I hadn't heard of it, but we met her and got it signed, so another one I probably won't be keeping. Same with Mascot by Anthony John. This one will be going in my giveaway. He has written many young adult novels, and this one is again a young adult contemporary following a guy named Noah who has been in a wheelchair after an accident, so he's just kind of adjusting to his life now with the disability, and this one comes out in September. And the last one that I have to talk about is the Anna Karenina Fix Life Lessons from Russian Literature by Viv Groskop. I don't know anything about this one. I don't even remember picking it up. But this comes out in October, and I think it just talks about Anna Karenina and Russian literature. So I have no interest. I won't be keeping it. Sorry. So yes, those are all of the books that I grabbed from Book Expo 2018. I had such a great time, and I'm so glad that I went and accumulated all of these books that I get to read myself and pass on to other people that are going to enjoy them. So it was so great, like I said, to meet so many of you guys and to connect with so many people that we were just waiting in line for, and I mean Chris Colfer. So yeah, it was an experience, and as tired and sick that I'm still feeling, I have no regrets. So it was amazing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, make sure you subscribe so that you know when my book giveaway launches this week. And check out the AYearAthon page for our group book haul that I did with Carrie. And yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. This video took me like 2 hours to film. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you this week. Bye!